Post-race show, we're going to roll right into it so we can show you the rest of the 450 podium celebration and also get some more interviews from the podium area. So we're going to send it back down to Jason Thomas and get more stories from the track. JT?
Well, Dylan Ferrandis, first moto was a little rough. You got in the crash, and then you just had to fight the entire time to get back towards the front. And second moto was a little better, but you and Ty Masterpool had a battle for the ages. You got him there on the last lap, but just a hard-fought day.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that first lap in Moto 1 messed up my day a little bit. This contact with AP, racing incident, I think we both didn't know what the other one will do, and yeah, we crashed. My bike was on him, so I had to help him, and I lose a lot of time, but yeah, that's racing. Second moto was better, but it took me a little bit to get the feeling of the track, and yeah, but that battle with Ty, he rode amazing today. Congrats to him, and yeah, it's a bad day for me, but yeah, it's happened. We're gonna try to regroup this week and yeah, come back stronger next weekend.
Next weekend's a new weekend. We'll see you there.
We will. That'll be again at High Point. I feel like Ferrandis made a breakthrough last week. This week, not quite the same, but they're learning a new bike, totally different type of track. We'll see how well they have it dialed next time out when we race at High Point. Love getting the drone shot. Some fans still here. And the podium interviews are done for our top three, but I think they still have to shake some champagne. But a pretty cool scene here. Very few podiums you get this up close like you do in motocross.
Yeah, this is the part where if you're ever a fan of motocross, you ever have a chance to get out here, you have to. It's not only it's beautiful watching on TV, hearing that voice up, but you have a chance to get here and see these fans. And the best part about these athletes, you get up and close to them, you sign autographs. It's a great family atmosphere for sure.
Well, the real story of the day, first of all, Jet Lawrence winning, but probably second best, this ride by Ty Masterpool, and Jason Thomas has him.
Well, my personal favorite ride of the day, Ty Masterpool, this came out of nowhere. You had a great 450 debut last weekend, but nothing like this. I think you surprised everybody. Congratulations, great job, and yeah, tell us about it.
First of all, I'd like to give glory to God on that one. That one was awesome. Yeah, it was a last-minute decision last weekend. Shout out how good my suspension was. We actually raced last weekend on the 250 suspension on the 450. So this weekend we got 1 day on the 450 suspension. But yeah, just feeling more and comfy. I mean, I've only rode the 450 a couple more times. Loving the power, awesome and having some power. But yeah, it was a tough one at first. I was a little bummed with that last lap with Dylan. But I mean, then it's all sinking in what I just did. But no, it was awesome. I mean, these guys are so good, and it's so hard to hold that pace the whole time. I mean, a lot of respect for these guys, and just competition's gnarly. And shout out to all the fans. It was awesome. I could feel them all around the whole track. It was awesome, and big shout out to the fans.
We have nothing to be bummed about. That was incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And that's just off to the side of the podium, and we're going to have the podium for Plessinger, Webb, and Lawrence here in a moment. Rob Bidas, who's our MC for these, our live announcer, and we'll get some champagne and some celebration for the fans. Yeah, kind of a mixed bag all over. I feel like Webb had a great first moto, not as good second moto. Ferrandis maybe a little better last week than this week. It's like they're getting closer, but then it's like a step forward, step back.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, Cooper Webb, like he was smiling, Aaron was smiling.
Yeah.
But again, like I think Jet Lawrence probably got the most benefit out of this weekend as we're watching Cooper Webb come up on a podium, and they'll see the race. They know this track was tough. I think a lot of it comes down to maybe they haven't seen Jet. I think they all kind of expected him to be pretty good at this racetrack with the conditions, but I would say he probably got the biggest benefactor. Him.
Yeah, you just kind of saw something in that interview there where Jet controlled it like he has in all the races, but it maybe is a little bit different today. It's sinking in that this could be something that continues track after track after track, because we have seen some seasons where the first two rounds end up not being similar to the way the rest of the year goes. Nope, this scene is exactly like it was at the first two rounds. And you also thought this track would work well for Jet in this style.
Yeah, I mean, Jet's a very patient rider. As we're watching all these guys, this is the best part. This is what you work during the week for, to be able to come up here and hold these trophies. So let's enjoy this.
Well, literally you work to be able to lift that thing after 230 plus 2 motos.
Down on the podium here at Thunder Valley. Did you guys have a great day? Would you like to finish it off with a champagne shower?
That's right, Rocket Rob, yes. One piece left, and that is the champagne celebration, and these fans will get sprayed. That's the cool part about motocross, because they're up close and personal with it. They already got a little bit of that from the 250 division, and now we'll do it again. Another Lawrence, this time Jet, and they're going to let these fans have it.
Yeah, it's going to let them have it. I mean, these fans, after today, it was just raining. Normally, I never understood. I'm like, it's been hot. You want to get sprayed by champagne, but that's the fan experience that they get. And it's the best part of it. They love it. They love it. So, yeah, I just see a little bit different in Jet, like his face. And, you know, I think the difference, what I see is a guy that knows, like I think he believes after today, he is the best guy. Like, it's no more of, well, chase or like it's the first two tracks. Just walking around with his chest out a little bit, so spells trouble.
Yep, that's going to be tough on everyone else. All right, that's our 450 podium. We're going to talk 250 class here in just a moment and show you some highlights.
Is David Claybaugh close by?
So it's round 3 of the 250 class from Thunder Valley here in Colorado. Hunter Lawrence had won the first 2 rounds of the championship coming in, but a lot of people knew that the Yamahas would be very fast at this track, including the one ridden by this man, Hayden Deegan, who won our first moto last week in California. There is Hunter picking his gate for the first moto. Marvin Muscan hanging out back there. And let's go to the highlights of this first race. And as expected, Yamaha's up front, not expected this huge crash.
Yeah, huge crash. Guys getting tangled up on the inside. It was like a pinball machine. Once one started, they all started going. And you see some feet flying. That's RJ. And, you know, guys getting his arm caught up in there. And actually, they got caught up in Joe Shimoda's tire. And it's unfortunate to see that for him. Yeah,
that's Guillaume Ferris. And I think he's going to be out now with what appears to be an arm injury. Up front, Deegan leads, and he tips over.
Yeah, Hayden was kind of a story of his day. A lot of mistakes, really, really fast, but just never could find the flow. Never got that Justin Cooper flow, or being a little bit patient, using that to go fast. And once this guy got out front, he never looked back.
No, it's what Justin Cooper needed, so he pulls away. And here's the charge you expect from Hunter Lawrence. First around, Jordan Smith.
Yeah, another way to go fast around the racetrack. It was kind of a series of his passes. He made some great ones. He was caught up in that first corner pileup, never went down, but he was able to make his way up on those guys, and he found some fast lines, but he couldn't do anything. As far as he can get up was past Levi Kitchen and Hayden Deegan, where look,
Deegan got aggressive here.
Yeah, he got a little aggressive. There was a couple incidents where he was looking back, and Hunter said, I'm over it. I'm going in and inside, and was able to make a good pass, clean pass, but you could tell that was with some authority, but nobody was stopping Justin Cooper. We saw some mud on his tire.
Yeah, we actually saw that rear wheel wobbling at one point. It was just mud, and he takes a big win, first of the year for him. Hunter Lawrence would finish up in second. We go to 250 moto number 2. This time, we don't have a crash off the start, but we do have more Yamahas. Cooper and Kitchen battling for it.
Yeah, now it was the opposite for that. Justin Cooper was out front. He gets the whole shot, and it was his chance. It was his turn to make a mistake. As Hunter Lawrence is back in third, he makes his way around Levi Kitchen. They kind of went back and forth that first lap, and then Hunter Lawrence got by Levi here and put the pressure up on Justin Cooper. And as we're about to see in a second, Justin Cooper comes across this, gets cross-red a little bit, loses front end, and then, you know, he's on for the rod. So that was the story of his day, just like his teammate out front falls over. But then he gets up, and then we'll see.
Yeah, he rides really well, and that is the big question. Can Cooper do it without the good start? And then this battle just starts raging. Got RJ Hampshire coming through, and Cooper is able to get him. It was Jalik Swoll also up there. Foland, Ryder DeFrancisco. Unbelievable how many riders were in a pack, and eventually Cooper was able to get most of them.
Yeah, Cooper was riding really good. He said he had bent, front brake lever. He had to figure out his levers for a little while. But when this guy started coming, I mean, he was 3-4 seconds faster than anybody on the racetrack. And so I think Justin Cooper is going to benefit from this second moto's third place, fourth place than anything, rather even more than winning that first moto, as we're watching Joe Shimoda go down.
And then Cooper gets by him.
And then Cooper, he actually caught him. Joe started picking up that pace, and this is where start riding that competition. The track comes up and lets you know who's boss. But this guy was the boss today.
Yep, so second moto after the tip over from Justin Cooper, there was no one left to challenge Hunter Lawrence, who goes 2-1, and he has now won all 3 overalls to start the 2023 season. And then quick congratulations from his brother, and then they congratulate their teammate who also trains with them, Chance Hymas, the rookie who finished this moto in third. And Levi Kitchen had a good run for second in the moto. Cooper would recover for second overall. Kitchen third with a 5-2. Shimoda, after some rough runs with some crashes but good speed, fourth. Hymas fifth. Foland, Smith, Deegan, Hampshire, and Swoll round out the top 10. So Jason Wygant and James Stewart welcoming you inside the booth here as we wrap up our 250 class. I'm going to be giving you credit throughout this post-race show. A lot of things you said this morning came true. You said this is the kind of track where you had to be patient about things. We've seen aggression from Hayden Deegan. The aggression paid off last week. It wasn't as good this week. We didn't see enough aggression from Justin Cooper, but the patience of Cooper paid off this time.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a certain way you got to ride this racetrack, and I think with Justin Cooper, we'll talk about him first. It was a big momentum swing for him that second moto, because at one point, well, after he went down, he was in 13th. He actually lost some positions, and we were sitting there like, okay, is this what's going to happen to Justin Cooper? Like, hey, if he's out front, he can win, but if not, but he changed that narrative real quick, and I think for him, it's going to be a big boost for him confidence-wise, but also it's going to let Hunter Lawrence know now he doesn't have that room for error. Like, if Justin Cooper can come up through the pack, he'd be well. Now, Hayden Deegan from last weekend, the only reason Justin Cooper was able to catch him was because he was making mistakes. Well, on this track, you made way too many mistakes, and it caught up and bit him. And I think just being young and trying to figure it out, he was able to get away with it last weekend. This weekend he wasn't, and that's why he ends up 4th and 9th, which was a struggle. But that's because he's good. We expect him to be in top 5, and that second moto he definitely struggled. Yeah,
the bigger change for Deegan is that after he gets the moto win, the expectations are that high. For a rookie, he's still riding very well. And you can see that when we show you the points here, because Deegan's still in the hunt. He's 3rd at points. Cooper's 16 back. That's a manageable gap. We're only 3 races into a 11-race championship. A lot of these other guys, though, Hampshire, another day that got away. Shimoda, another day that got away. They're on the border of being 2 whole motos behind Lawrence already. Kitchen, Bolin, Vial, who got injured today, didn't ride the second moto. Jaimes and Ryder DiFrancesco round out the top 10. Jason Thomas, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm watching Jet Lawrence just jog through the pits here, and but I'm thinking about the 250 class for next week, and you know, Justin Cooper has a big fight ahead of him. He came into this series wanting this championship desperately. He sacrificed his entire Supercross season to go get it, and he finds himself 16 points down after 3 rounds, but I think he really made a breakthrough today. This is the first time I think he believed he had Hunter Lawrence's pace, and that's a big thing. And James, you can speak to this. The mindset of a rider is almost more important than the physical side of it. And if you believe you can do it, if you go into a racetrack thinking that you actually can win, usually those things start to snowball in your direction. So I'll be watching for that next weekend to see if Justin Cooper can take the confidence he gained here today and take that to High Point.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. It's that old saying, if you believe you can achieve, well, this guy believes. And as I was saying, it was the first time I saw him on the podium look like that. And the reason he's running through the pits, the reason he's smiling and hanging out, because he believes that. So, yeah, I do feel like with you know, Justin Cooper, that second moto was a huge point as we're looking at the points lead in the SuperMotocross World Championship. Hunter Lawrence is on top of that, RJ in 2nd, Hayden Deegan still in 3rd. But Justin Cooper definitely has a big snowball, a big momentum thing in his cap with what he did that second moto. And you can say, well, he got 4th. Well, he only lost 4 points to Hunter Lawrence today, and he saved what could have been a big points gap. He saved a lot. I believe he saved the season, actually.
He might have. Yeah, these are the combined points with Supercross and Motocross together. You won't see Justin Cooper here because he did not race 250 Supercross. He was not eligible. He's a former 250 Supercross champ, and he had been moved out of class. So Hampshire, Deegan, Kitchen, and Jet Lawrence, based only on Supercross points, is still 5th in the combined 250 standings. So let's give you the highlights of the 450 class from Thunder Valley. Jet Lawrence coming in, dominating, winning the first 4 motos. Not just winning, but leading every single lap. He's been great at everything, including starts. And we'll show you the guys trying to track him here at a Mile High in Denver. There he is getting ready for the first moto, but watch that number 81 bike, the privateer Ty Masterpool, who just jumped on a 450 last week, went 7-7 to the motos. First, you want to see Masterpool because after you see the good start from Lawrence, he's going to get the motorsport.com whole shot. There's a pile up, and at the bottom is that number 81.
Yeah, he's getting chiz right now, and Kyle Chisholm goes off, and then he picks up his bike, actually picks it up, falls over. Then he just kind of gets it, clean it, start the bike up, and then Ty Masterpool goes Eli Tomac on him, go beast mode. But this was the battle up front. This was close as any of these guys was up to Jet Lawrence all day. Cooper Webb looked pretty strong. Adam Cincerella looked pretty good. And this is where another incident between Aaron Pless and Dylan Ferrandis.
Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that was a racing incident. Neither rider was mad, just the lines came together. Ferrandis even helped Plessinger get the bike off, so Plessinger could go back going. They had to come from way back, and Plessinger would do it.
Yeah, Aaron, he got up and he started finding a good rhythm. He started making his way around a lot of guys, and the next thing you know, after he passed Ty Masterpool decides to come back around. This is the last lap. Just what happened with Dylan Ferrandis. As we get to the next one, AP has to hold it down for the factory guys. He's like, I can't let this go, which was a great ride, and it's just the start of his day. Ty Masterpool having some great racing.
Yeah, so Plessinger would edge Masterpool out there. That was for fourth. Second is Webb, and then he goes down.
Yeah, he was out front. I mean, out in second. Almost said out front because Jet Lawrence was gone.
Yeah,
falls over. He was bored. He wanted to hang out with his friend Adam. They can ride together like practice. As you notice, there's no one else around on this racetrack because this guy's so far out front.
Another dominant run for Jet Lawrence, making it look easy again and taking his 5th moto win on a 450 in 5 career attempts in this championship. We go to 450 Moto 2.
Jet Lawrence gets a better jump off these guys. Clean start here. He goes in there, almost slows down so much because he had the thing, but gets across that that whole shot.
Yep.
White line first, and then you got I think Grant Harlan in second. Adams, another great start. Dylan Ferrandis. Everybody was right there, but Jet Lawrence does throw on the out-the-burners and starts pulling away. But then here's the battle right here between these guys.
Great stuff. Yeah, Plessinger, Webb, and Ferrandis going at it. Webb seemed like the better guy early. Then Plessinger found his groove after he gets Ferrandis, goes after his teammate Webb, who's battling Cianciarulo.
Yeah, they were really close. You know, guys would like pull away, then they would get in these tighter corners, and the next thing you know, you have somebody almost pass you, then you're able to pass. AP was able to go around Adam Cianciarulo, and then Ty Masterpool almost gets a 2-for-1 special with Adam, and then he's battling here with Dylan Ferrandis, and they start going at it, and that race wasn't done with.
Unbelievable. Ty Masterpool, the privateer, just getting on a 450. I mean, he is passing established champions in this series, including now Cooper Webb.
Yeah, he goes down Cooper Webb, and he just deboes him up from there. Such a disrespect how he does it. But Cooper was like, man, what's going on? But all these guys, they were chasing this guy as they've been all year long.
Yep, another cruise to the checkered flag. Now 6-0 in motos, and starts and wins and leading all the laps. Practically whole shots too, qualifying times. What can you say about that guy?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he threw. I was like, what do you guys want me to do? I just win. But yeah, shout out
Ty.
Yeah, this is what's cool. Everybody, even Dylan Ferrandis, they got Ty a shout out. So great ride, but there's your podium right there.
Yep, Webb holds on. The second moto ends up 5th after the great ride in Moto number 1. Plessinger with the recovery in Moto 1 and the good ride in Moto 2. He ends up in 2nd. Cianciarulo, Ferrandis, and somehow Masterpool goes 5-4 for 6th the way the points work out. Marchbanks in his for 450 debut this year finishes up in 7th. So, hey, I said at the beginning you predicted the 250s accurately. You're going to have to be patient. Justin Cooper was. He rode really well today. But the craziest prediction of all is that privateer bikes might be better on this track than factory bikes. Okay, Masterpool didn't win. Grant Harlan didn't win. But, man, did they ride good.
Yeah, he rode good. I mean, the clock's right twice a day, right? So
okay.
I can get that. But, yeah, it's a big shout-out to, again, Ty Masterpool. He actually kept this race interesting.
Yeah.
And a shout-out for all the factory guys. They got a lot of props for him. And Jet Lawrence, I mean, what can you say about this kid besides now I think he's believing. We just saw him jogging in the pits. He came up after the podium like, I mean, what else you want from me?
Yeah.
Just dominant. So, great ride for all these guys. I mean, I think everybody kind of finished where they are, but Jet Lawrence is definitely starting to step up to another level, and those guys might have a hard time getting it.
There are other levels you can even get to. Wow, I didn't even know that.
There's
all
levels to it.
Oh, wow, okay. Maybe your level, which I'm not going to quite go that distance yet. It's only 6 motos in, but we've seen it happen before. Here are your point standings in the 450 class. Ferrandis, Webb, and Plessinger have been close in every race, so of course they're close in points as well. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, only separated by 7 marks. Lawrence has a 34-point lead over Ferrandis. Cianciarulo 5th. Lecurcio, another one of those privateers, having a great run on the Wildcat Racing Gas. Noren, Masterpool's 8th in points, even though he didn't race 450 at round 1. Drake and Harlan round out the top 10. All those guys have had their moments so far this summer. Let's send it back to Jason Thomas.
So when I think about this 450 class, I could sit up here and tell you all the magical things about Jet Lawrence. I could wax poetic for probably an hour on all the great things he's doing, but I don't want to. I want to talk about the privateers. Guys like Grant Harlan, guys like Ty Masterpool, this is their summer. This is the best opportunity to put in results that they're ever going to get, and they're making the most of it. Not only did Ty Masterpool have the race of his life today, look at a guy like Grant Harlan pressuring Adam Cincerillo. And I know you didn't have that on your bingo card, but that's what we watched today. And I think these guys are gaining confidence. Just like James Stewart said earlier, they're not used to racing against these factory guys. They feel like they belong in the back with the privateers. That is changing a little bit, and the more that they gain confidence, the smaller the gap between the two is going to get, and that's going to create some great racing through the middle of the pack.
It's played out that way for sure, JT. Yeah, that's what you were saying. They now belong there.
Yeah, no, great point, JT. You're definitely seeing it. I mean, even at second moto, how he looked, Ty was racing him. The fact that he went in on Cooper Webb like that just shows you that he's starting to believe that he belongs there. So it's good. It's going to be good for us.
Here's your combined standing from Supercross and Motocross together, or the Super Motocross World Championship standings. This is unbelievable. Webb and Sexton are now tied at the top of the standings. Maybe we get Sexton back in High Point, our next race, or maybe in a couple of weeks, and they can continue to battle out for that overall seeding into the playoffs. Jet Lawrence is 14th in points already.
Yeah, Jet's struggling. I mean, he's struggling. He's in 14th right now. I mean, I don't know what the kid's going to have to pick it up somehow.
Well, look what happened at the beginning of the day. Feels like weeks ago, but at the beginning of the day, we did have a little bit of drama here for Jet.
Yeah, it's in the practice. Just gets a little bit wide in there. I don't know what he was. I guess actually it's funny. I'm looking at Ty Masterpool behind him, but gets a little bit wide in the track, and he hits a little light that tells the riders whether to jump or not. That thing's flashing and you can't jump. And so got pretty lucky there. A couple things didn't happen. One, he didn't hit the front brakes and his tire didn't stop, but also he didn't break his wrist, because that thing is hard.
Look at that.
It was still good enough to pop that champagne and give these guys a business. So scary moment for Jet earlier today. That was the only thing that was stopping him, was a light on the side of the track, and even that didn't.
No, he put it to the test by twisting the throttle and popping the champagne and got it done. These are live shots from the pits as the teams are tearing down and washing bikes. The hard work begins, including the long haul all the way to Pennsylvania. So High Point, I know, is a track you grew up racing on, even as a kid. It's changed a lot since then. But what are you thinking as we go there? How does it even compare, for example, to this track?
I mean, it's a different track. I mean, the soil is quite a bit different, but the changes the Coombs have made over that is made it kind of like this. You know, you got a lot of tight sections where you're going to have to be really patient. And if you say that, the way Jet rode here, it's probably not good. But High Point's another animal. Went to sleep there one time,
right.
So you know, I love that track. It's fun. I like watching it on TV better than what it was. But these guys are gonna have another challenge, and the fact that now we see what's happening with Jet Lawrence, they're gonna have to try to stop him. And I think now the race is starting to come down in 250 class between Justin Cooper and Hunter Lawrence. Those are your two guys that I believe at High Point, they're going to go at it. Oh, yeah, because if you're Cooper, you got to win almost on paper today, like you felt like you were good enough to win, but you know he actually wants one next week, and you know Hunter would love to stop that. Here's how you watch it, your 100% upcoming schedule. We're going to bring Ricky Carmichael back into the booth next weekend with me, and Jason Thomas will be reporting from the track race day live at 10 a.m. Eastern on Peacock. That's our 1-hour coverage of qualifying. And then we'll go racing at 1 o'clock, and we'll have a re-air on CNBC. So if you're a DVR type, just search Pro Motocross in the DVR on CNBC, and you'll get all the recordings. That's it for us. Thanks for watching this, the post-race show, Super Motocross World Championship. The Lawrence Show rolls through California, Colorado. Next up, they're going to Pennsylvania. Can they keep this unprecedented run? Two brothers on top of both classes going. Find out next week. For James Stewart and Jason Thomas, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching. It's all Lawrence's in Pro Motocross.